Some people call me a snitch, others say I was brave. I don't know which is true. I made a choice that changed everything. I reported my roommate to the Canada Border Services Agency. It wasn't easy. It's a burden I still carry. People see things as black and white, heroes and villains. But as an immigrant, life is all gray. My story isn't about right or wrong, it's about desperation. Imagine being thousands of miles from home, your future tied to a study permit, every rule a lifeline. One mistake, and you lose everything. In that pressure, every decision feels huge. When I look back, I don't see a hero or a villain. I see a scared kid forced to choose between protecting a stranger and protecting himself. The world can judge me, but they weren't there. They didn't hear the floor creak at 3 a.m. with footsteps of another stranger. They didn't see my fear as my dream turned into a nightmare. They only see the outcome, not the journey. This is the story of the choice that defined me, and why I made it. My journey to Canada began with hope and 2 suitcases. The reality hit fast, everything was expensive, and finding a place to live was a battle. Through a community forum, I met Alex. He was from my country, spoke my language, and needed a roommate. The rent was manageable if we split it. He felt like a safe harbor in a foreign land. We met for coffee. He was charming, understood my struggles, and made me feel at home. We moved in together. For the first time, I could unpack my bags and breathe. We shared meals, talked about our dreams, and laughed about the rain. Having a roommate from back home was a comfort I didn't know I needed. Those early days felt perfect. I thought I'd made the smartest decision of my life. But the comfort I found would soon become my greatest fear. The safe harbor was about to become a storm. I didn't see it coming. Sometimes the people you trust most are the ones who change your life forever, and not always for the better. At first, everything seemed normal, but I noticed Alex never went to school. His answers were always vague. He paid rent in cash, kept in a shoebox under his bed. Packages arrived for names I didn't recognize. He always intercepted them. He rarely left during the day, but disappeared at night. Our easy friendship faded into tense silence. I tried to ignore the red flags, telling myself I was just paranoid. But the oddities piled up. Mysterious visitors, hushed phone calls, locked doors. The apartment felt less like a home, more like a place full of secrets. I realized I was living with a stranger. The comfort was gone, replaced by anxiety. I didn't want to see the truth, but it was getting harder to look away. The cracks were turning into chasms. Then things got scary. Strangers knocked at odd hours, meeting Alex behind closed doors. I started locking my bedroom door, afraid in my own home. One night, I overheard Alex on the phone, angry, talking about fake papers and shipments. Suddenly, it all made sense. I was living in the middle of something illegal. My study permit, my future. Everything was at risk. If the authorities found out, would they believe I was innocent? The final straw, I came home to find 2 men leaving. Alex accused me of drawing attention, told me to mind my business, or else. My safety was at risk. My future was hanging by a thread. That night, I didn't sleep. I weighed my options: move out, confront him, or make the call. I thought about my family, my dreams, everything I'd sacrificed. As the sun rose, I made my decision. It was him or me. I picked up the phone and I made the call. Making that call to the CBSA was the hardest thing I've ever done. I felt exposed, guilty, and alone. Days passed in anxiety, waiting for the fallout. Then Alex was gone. No note, no trace. Just an empty room. The silence was deafening. I was safe, but not victorious. Relief was drowned by guilt and loneliness. I had to explain his absence, pretend I didn't know what happened. The guilt stayed with me, a constant shadow. I replayed everything, but always came to the same conclusion. I was a student with everything to lose. He crossed a line. My choice wasn't about revenge. It was about survival. Sometimes doing the right thing for yourself means making a choice that hurts, even if it breaks your heart. Before we end, I want to ask you, what would you do in this situation? Would you do what I did or choose a different path? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thanks for watching.